I'm in Shenandoah National Park. This is at the bottom of the mountain on the east side. This is the Kaiser Run Fire Road. Here's the gray ghost. And this is a parking area for the Kaiser Run Fire Road, and over there is the trailhead for the Little Devil Stairs hike. That's the Kaiser Run Road you come in on. And I'm gonna head on up this way and looking for some old homesteads. I got 3 or 4 of them off an old map from 1933. And we're also going to go by the Bolen family cemetery. The elevation here is 1,240 feet. Two-tenths of a mile into my hike. The elevation here is 1,350 feet. And I've been skirting the edge of the park. This is where we're going to go. The road itself is going into the park right here. It's why it's chained up here. Over there's the park. Maybe you can see those 3 red blazes on that tree there. And here's the road I came up on, Kaiser Run Fire Road. And over on in that area, that's private property over there. Now my first waypoint, Kaiser Run number 1, is over there, so I'm not going over there. So I dialed up Kaiser Run point number 2, and we're gonna head up this way and look for that. I stepped off the road for a second. There's the modern day fire road. I stepped over here to show you this. This looks like it used to be the old road right here. It's all overgrown, lined with trees left and right. And there's the old road heading down the side of the mountain. So somewhere along the line, this was abandoned, and this road was put in next to it. Four-tenths of a mile into my hike. The elevation here is 1,450 feet, and I'm at my Kaiser Run waypoint number 2. This was one of the homesteads. The road's way up there. I had to come down here, but this looks like the corner of the area where the house would have been. Here's one of the sides here. This is a corner. And then there's rocks going all the way over there. And then inside here is kind of level and terraced off. So I don't see any, I mean, if it was like a log cabin or something, then there'd be nothing left of it at this point. The Park Service would have torn it all down. So there's that. And then right over here is another big pile of rocks. So anyway, I repositioned my waypoint 2 by about 150 feet. You have to take into account I'm using maps from like the 1930s. So anyway, I'm pretty sure this is it, and I repositioned my waypoint. just around the bend. I was over there. I came around the bend here, and here's the driveway that goes down in there. I'm not going to bother going down since I bushwhacked from a different direction. But here's the road coming down, lined with rocks, and then all of a sudden, look. You got a driveway going in there, and then continuing on with the road. Nine-tenths of a mile into my hike, I'm up to 1,700 feet. I'm close. Let's see. I'm within about 280 feet away from the homestead that was marked with Kaiser Run waypoint number 3. It's up there, probably up there on that rise somewhere. And let's see, this is where I came from. That's heading back down towards my car. And you come around this bend, and it's pretty steep sides there, and then all of a sudden maybe you can notice that's cut away. That's cut away. It's cut away on that side. And also coming down from the other side, it's cut back. It's cut back. Now a tree's grown up right in the middle of the turn, or 2 trees have grown up in the middle of it. That's probably the driveway going up there. And then the actual homestead would be up there. I'm going to skip going up there for right now. I'll mark this driveway though. When I come back, if I have time, I'll take a look. But there's a bigger homestead up here past the cemetery that I want to go see first. Got to prioritize a little bit here. One 1.25 miles into my hike, I'm up to 1,850 feet. There's the Kaiser Fire Road that I came up on over there. It goes. I'm going to go past the signpost and head down towards Piney Branch. The name of the road changes when you get to here and start heading down that way. It changes to Hull School Trail. This is the, I'm going to stop by here. This is the family cemetery, Bolen Family Cemetery. I'll go in here and get some shots. I don't think I've ever been by here in the winter time, so. And looks like the gate's gone. There was a wrought iron gate back in the day. There was a wrought iron gate here, and then sometime after that I saw it. I think maybe a tree limb fell on it or something and damaged it severely because it was laying over here all bent up. And so now they've just taken it away. I'll get some shots from inside. Here's a sweep of the interior. There's some headstones. I'll get some pictures of those. I see a lot of just field stones in here too. Just FYI, this Ruby E. Bolen was married to J.B. Bolen. She died in 1931. This is their daughter, Annie. She died in 1916. Looks like she was 3 years old. Now, Ruby's buried here. J.B. lived quite a few decades after 1931, and from Find a Grave I figured out that he's buried over at a cemetery, the Beam Chapel Cemetery over in Luray. So according to Find a Grave, when he lost his land up here, he was living in Sperryville. They were living in Sperryville, I guess. And he, after she died, he moved to Luray, and he died in Luray. He's buried over there. And as soon as I get done taking some more pictures, we're going to go down and see their property. This is part of it here. It's about 650 acres worth. And the homestead was down this way. That's the big one that I'm going down to look for now. Okay, the cemetery's over there, and this is the whole school trail. So we're going to head on down the side of the mountain. The cemetery is up on a saddle. I'll show you that when we do the map talk. This is a saddle area here. And then this trail from here down to the Piney River and down to Thornton River is downhill all the way. .7 miles into my hike. I'm down to 1,660 feet. I'm in the vicinity of my waypoint, Kaiser Run 4. This is where I think the Bolen Homestead was from looking at the old maps. That's where I came from, down Whole School Road. And imagine that this is like an intersection. Here's this road, and then heading off this way to the west, according to the old maps, was another road, Jenny Gray Road. I'll show it on the map talk. And then this corner here is where they were showing the homestead. So I'm going to push in here. I've been in this area before, but it was in the summer, and all this was grown up and I couldn't see anything. So I'm going to push in here just a little ways and take a look, especially up here, and see if I see any piles of rocks or, you know, the usual stuff. Well, look at that. There's the spring house right there. Up there's the road I came in on. You can see they armored it up here on the low side, and then it heads on to the west. Now, I'm going to go above this, up there on that rise, and look around, see if I can find anything. But there's definitely a road. Jenny Gray, it's called on the maps. It comes in here, and you come in maybe 100 yards and look to the left. You'll see this big honking tree right here, and right next to it is this spring house. And then it drains on down like that. Now, it's kind of interesting. Here, it's kind of all decayed, but coming out of the spring house, it looks like there was like that's a concrete wall right there. So it's almost like this was a concrete overflow area over to here. No, take that back. Over to about there. And then it just turns into drainage. Now over here I'm seeing like a network of roads. So I may look around in here too. I wish there was a better survey map of what was in here, because I mean 650 acres is a lot of land to look around on. But I'm going to look. The homestead couldn't have been too far away from this spring house. I think I found a date on the corner of this spring house. It's hard to make out, but it looks like 27. So I guess it's 1927. So this is one of the little roads this is just a little bit below the spring house. You can see the high side there, how they armored the road up, and it comes over, and nowadays it looks like it just ends when it gets here to the spring. There's the spring house right there. I don't know, maybe this was a way of backing trucks in here and filling them up with water or something for livestock. But there's part of the road. Here's the low side of the road here, and that's looking to the west. Don't know where it goes. Pretty big pile of rocks right here next to the road. There's the road heading out the way I came in. Big old pile of rocks, and I don't know, this area here almost looks like it was dug out like a turnaround area for trucks or something. I'm going to climb up that embankment and look around up here on a little bit higher ground. Here's another big pile of rocks just a little above the first one. And back there, even a little higher up, I'm going up there next. That looks like a wall up there. So let's go up there next, although I am kind of curious what's down this way. Too many options. Let's go up here because I can see that wall. Here's part of a rock wall, pretty good size. Or it could be part of a, I don't know, foundation. It's awfully wide for that. It's awfully thick. But anyway, I'll mark this location with a GPS. I think I see some stuff a little higher up too, or those might be rocks, but let me go up there and take a look. All right, here's a smaller pile. It looks like it's a pile on top of some like huge base rocks. I'm standing next to this great big pile of rocks I just showed you earlier, this one here. And I'm going to do kind of a sweep here, starting up here. This is mostly looking to the west. I'm going to take a couple of still pictures too, because some of this terrain looks quite a bit like a picture that they have on the park website showing what the house looked like. I'll show you that when we do the map talk. And then that's starting to go down the side of the mountain down towards Piney Branch. So, but this part over here, you know, it's flat. It's definitely flat enough to have had some buildings and stuff in here. Well, my GPS finally beeped. I'm standing pretty much at the 1933 map homestead location, which is off a little bit because this is a creek coming down through here. This is some drainage heading down the side of the mountain down that way. I'm going to cross over the creek and look over here. I see another pile of rocks or two over here on the west side. So let's go over here and see what's up here over here. Okay, I'm going to mark this side over here. I'm on the west side of the drainage now. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rock piles here. So when it comes to rock piles, this is the mother lode. I'm going to push back there to the furthest one and see if there's anything beyond there. But now this is a little unusual to see 1, 2, 3, 4 decent sized rock piles so close together. So there was something here that got torn down and they just piled the rocks up. Here's the back 2 rock piles I just mentioned. Here's one of them and there's one back there. Now that I'm back here, I see 1, 2, 3 more big piles of rocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rock piles over here. So if you're looking for rocks, I think I just found the mother lode. Here's an area that they dug out and armored up the wall right there, along in through here. And then it looks like I can sort of envision a road heading down either there or down this way, maybe down this way. I'm a little bit above where the homestead location was. I'll mark this too. .6 miles into my hike. The elevation here is 1880. Over there's the Bolen Cemetery. I'm back to the saddle here. This is the high point for the hike. That's where I came from. That's another road coming down this way. That's part of the Kaiser Run Fire Road. And I'm heading back this way, back to my car. It's about a mile. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Thornton Gap, 1994. And this was a bushwhack hike, mainly to explore the homestead of Bernard Bolen. This was Shenandoah Tract number 69. It was about 651 acres. You start at the bottom of the mountain on the east side for this hike. This is Route 614. This is heading over towards Little Washington, Virginia. This is also called the Kaiser Run Road. You follow it until it basically dead ends here and park right here. And then you follow the road on up the mountain. Now when you get to here, you actually go inside the park boundary. Now these Kaiser Run waypoints, I had 4 or 5 of them. These I got off of an older map I'll show you in a few minutes. So Kaiser Run waypoint 1, that's outside the park boundary, so I didn't explore that one. Came inside the park, came up here to Kaiser Run waypoint 2 right here. This is at a bend in the road. Found that it's fairly hilly here, but there was an area that had been terraced off with a lot of stonework to provide a relatively level area, and I'm pretty sure that's where the house was. When you come around the bend, if you look to the right, you'll also notice a driveway heading down in there. Continuing on up, when I got to KR3, which is right at this little bend in the road here, I located the driveway heading up there, but I was worried about running out of time on this hike, so I just marked the location of the driveway. I did not come over here. I'll have to do that on some other hike. Then continue to climb the mountain. When you get to here, it's like a 3-way intersection here, and right here is the Bolen family cemetery. It's a real nice cemetery with a stone wall around it. And this area here, if you look at the contour lines, when you get up to here, the contour lines are real spread out. That's because this is a saddle in the mountain. And this is also part of the 650-acre Bolen land. So that's where they chose to put their family cemetery. Then you start coming down the hill. And when you get down to here, this was an intersection of this road. Oh, starting here and heading down this way, the name of this changes to Hull School Road because there was a school down here. Anyway, you come down here, and when you get to here on the map, this is an abandoned road that they call Ginny Gray, which heads up this way. So I pushed in through here, and right about there I found the springhouse and got some shots of that. Then I crossed back over this abandoned road and explored this whole area here. Now I found a whole bunch of rock piles, at least a dozen, and also some walls in here. So this is where the homestead was. Now the survey also shows their land extending over here onto the east side. This is Pignut Mountain, and it looked like there was something way over here. I didn't go over here because I don't think this is where the homestead was. This might have been part of an orchard or something over here. But this is where the homestead was. And then turn back around and back to my car. Now let me show you a couple of other things here. This is Stony Man, 1933. And this is the same road, Kaiser Run Fire Road. And there's Homestead 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the Bolen Homestead right here. And I looked up the names of the other ones. You can see them there with some coordinates. Now, let me show you what their house looked like. I got this off the Shenandoah website. This picture to me looks like this fence. It looks like somebody was standing at the edge of the road and took this picture, basically looking to the west. But I see a frame house here with chimneys on each end, a metal roof, nice looking windows with shutters. I see other fences back in here. That's probably a barn. Bunch of sheds back here over on the other side of the drainage. So a real nice looking place. This wasn't some rundown, log cabin looking place. Real nice. And then from Find a Grave, I found a picture. This is the man, James Bernard Bolen, 1875 to 1961. This picture shows him sitting in the family cemetery that I showed you, and he's sitting in between his daughter and his wife. This is Annie Bolen. She died in 1916 at age 3. And this is his wife, Ruby. She died in 1931 at age 48. And then he lived to 1961. So this hike was, this is a fairly straightforward hike. Most of your hiking is going to be along well-maintained trails and roads. The only part that's, when you get off into the weeds, though, is short bushwhacking to get to each one of these. Not the cemetery. The cemetery is right next to the road. But you have to push through the undergrowth to get into here. Ended up being 3.8 miles. and a total ascent of 892 feet. And that was the hike for today.